Dr. Maya Rodriguez had always loved the night shift at the radio telescope. While everyone else slept, she got to listen to the universe. For 3 years, she'd been tracking signals from deep space, hoping to find something special. Most nights, all she heard was the same old cosmic noise, like static on an old radio, but coming from stars billions of miles away. That Tuesday started like any other. Maya grabbed her coffee, settled into her chair, and began scanning through the frequencies. She had her headphones on, listening to the gentle hum of space. Her computer screens showed wave after wave of normal background radiation. Nothing unusual, nothing exciting. Then, around 2 a.m., something changed. A new pattern started showing up on her screens. At first, Maya thought her equipment was broken. The signal looked too clean, too organized. It wasn't random like cosmic noise should be. Instead, it came in neat little bursts, almost like someone was tapping out a rhythm. Maya leaned forward, adjusting her headset. The pattern repeated every few minutes. 3 short bursts, then 2 long ones, then 3 short again. Her heart started beating faster. She'd heard this pattern before, but not from space. It was Morse code for SOS. "That's impossible," she whispered to herself. "Space doesn't send distress signals." But there it was, clear as day on her screen. Someone, or something, was sending an SOS from somewhere far beyond Earth. Maya quickly started recording everything. She ran the signal through every test she could think of. Was it interference from a satellite? A glitch in her equipment? Some kind of military test? After 2 hours of checking, Maya had to accept the truth. The signal was real, and it was, coming from somewhere near the Vega star system, about 25 light-years from Earth. Over the next few weeks, Maya became obsessed with the signal. She stayed late every night, listening and recording. The patterns started getting more complex. First came simple mathematics, 2 + 2 = 4, written in binary code. Then prime numbers. Then something that looked like basic chemistry. Maya realized she wasn't just receiving random signals. Someone was trying to teach her their language. She started responding. Using the same binary code, she sent back simple math problems. To her amazement, the answers came back within hours, which should have been impossible, since radio waves take 25 years to travel between Earth and Vega. Somehow, this wasn't normal radio communication. The breakthrough came on a Friday night in October. Maya had been sending increasingly complex mathematical concepts and getting equally sophisticated responses. The mysterious sender had started including what looked like cultural information. Patterns that might represent art, music, or poetry from their world. Then came the message that changed everything. The signal arrived differently this time. Instead of the usual mathematical patterns, Maya's computer started displaying symbols she'd never seen before. They looked almost like writing, but more elegant, flowing curves and geometric shapes that seemed to dance across her screen. Maya stared at the symbols for hours, trying to decode them. Then she noticed something amazing. Some of the symbols were repeating in patterns that matched the mathematical sequences they'd been exchanging. Slowly, she began to understand. This wasn't just random alien writing, it was a signature. Working through the night, Maya managed to translate the basic meaning. The message roughly said, "Greetings from Zara, student of the stars, third heir to the crystal throne of the Vega system." Maya almost fell off her chair. She wasn't just talking to an alien, she was talking to alien royalty. The next part of the message was even more surprising. Using the mathematical language they'd developed together, Zara explained that she'd been monitoring Earth's radio transmissions for months. She was fascinated by human music, television, and the internet. She'd learned several Earth languages just by listening to broadcasts. "But you're the first human to talk back," Zara's message continued. "Most of your people send signals into space and hope someone will answer. You actually listened when someone did." Maya sat in her small observatory booth, looking up at the A. stars through the window. Somewhere out there, 25 light years away, a alien princess was sitting at her own computer, probably wondering if the human scientist would respond. Maya started typing her reply. She kept it simple. "Hello, Zara. I'm Maya, astronomer from Earth. Nice to meet you." The response came back faster than ever before. "Nice to meet you too, Maya of Earth. But I should warn you, according to my royal protocol training, we're supposed to use formal titles when we first meet. So I should probably call you Honored Scientist Maya or something like that." Maya couldn't help but smile. Even alien princesses had to deal with annoying etiquette rules. She decided to test how formal this conversation really needed to be. "Well then, Your Royal Highness," Maya typed, "I guess that makes this pretty official. Though honestly, all this formal stuff seems a bit much for two people just trying to have a conversation. Mind if I just call you Sweetie instead?" Maya hit send before she could think better of it. She immediately regretted the casual tone. Here she was, representing all of humanity in first contact with an alien civilization, and she'd just called their princess Sweetie, like they were old friends. The response took longer than usual. Maya started to panic. Had she offended an entire alien civilization with one casual word? Was Earth about to face an interstellar diplomatic incident because she couldn't keep her mouth shut? Then her computer screen lit up with Zara's reply. "You know what, darling? I like your style better than the formal stuff. All that, Your Highness? Nonsense gets old pretty fast. Let's just be friends." Maya burst out laughing. The sound echoed through the empty observatory, mixing with the gentle hum of the radio equipment. Here she was, alone in the middle of the night, laughing with an alien princess from another star system. It was the most ridiculous and wonderful thing that had ever happened to her. "Friends it is," Maya typed back, still grinning. And that's how Dr. Maya Rodriguez became the first human to make friends with an alien princess by calling her Sweetie. Neither of them knew it yet, but this simple moment of shared laughter would soon change both of their worlds forever. After that first night of calling each other Sweetie and Darling, Maya found herself rushing to work every evening. She'd given up her social life, canceled weekend plans, and even started bringing dinner to the observatory. Her colleagues thought she was having some kind of breakdown, but Maya had never been happier. Every night brought new conversations with Zara. What started as simple mathematical exchanges had grown into something Maya never expected, a real friendship with someone from another world. Zara was curious about everything human. She wanted to know why people on Earth liked music, what food tasted like, and why humans kept small animals as pets. Maya found herself explaining the weirdest things, like why people put little sweaters on dogs or why anyone would voluntarily eat spicy food that made their mouth burn. "You actually enjoy pain while eating?" Zara had asked after Maya tried to explain hot sauce. "It's not really pain," Maya typed back. "It's more like exciting pain? Fun pain?" "Maya, darling, I think your species might be a little crazy." Maya laughed so hard she nearly spilled coffee on her keyboard. She was getting used to Zara's dry sense of humor. The alien princess had a way of pointing out how ridiculous human behavior was, but she did it with such genuine curiosity that it never felt mean. In return, Zara told Maya about life on Kepler 442b. Her world had 3 suns, so there was never really nighttime like on Earth. Instead, they had dim periods when only one sun was visible. The cities were built from living crystal that grew like plants, reaching toward whichever sun was brightest. "We don't have weather like you do," Zara explained. "No rain, no snow, just different colors of sunlight depending on which suns are up. I've been watching your weather reports on television, and I'm fascinated by this thing you call snow. Frozen water falls from the sky and makes everything white?" Maya spent an entire night trying to explain winter to someone who'd never experienced cold. She ended up sending digital photos of snowmen, ice skating, and her hometown during a blizzard. Zara was amazed that humans had turned freezing weather into entertainment. But the real breakthrough came when Maya decided to share something deeper: human music. She'd been wondering how to explain music to someone from another world. How do you describe melody to someone who might hear sound completely differently? So Maya started simple. She sent a recording of herself humming "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." Zara's response came back hours later. "Maya, this is beautiful. But why do you sing about stars twinkling? From space, stars don't twinkle at all. They're steady lights." Maya had to explain that stars only twinkled when seen through Earth's atmosphere. To Zara, this was hilarious. "So, you wrote a song about how your air makes stars look wobbly?" Zara replied. "That's like writing a song about how water makes your legs look bent. Humans are wonderfully weird." Encouraged by Zara's reaction, Maya started sending more music. Classical symphonies, jazz, rock, folk songs from different countries. Zara absorbed it all with the enthusiasm of someone discovering a completely new art form. "Your species creates organized sound for pure enjoyment," Zara marveled. "We have something similar, but it's based on light patterns, not sound. I'm going to try converting some of your music into light songs to share with my people." Then Zara surprised Maya by sending something back, a complex pattern of mathematical relationships that, when Maya fed it into her computer's audio program, created the most beautiful sound she'd ever heard. It was like listening to starlight if starlight could sing. "That's a traditional lullaby from my world," Zara explained. "My mother used to project it on my bedroom ceiling when I was small." Maya sat in her dark observatory, listening to an alien lullaby while tears ran down her cheeks. She was experiencing art from another world, something no human had ever heard before. Their friendship deepened through these cultural exchanges. Maya shared human literature, sending digital copies of poetry and short stories. Zara was particularly fascinated by comedy. "Humans create stories specifically to make each other laugh?" she asked after Maya sent her a collection of funny short stories. "Of course. Don't your people have comedy?" "We have humor, but it's very different. Our jokes are usually about mathematical relationships or scientific paradoxes, but human humor seems to be about people being silly." Maya decided to test this theory. She sent Zara a collection of Earth's silliest jokes, puns, knock-knock jokes, and what her dad used to call groaners. "Why did the chicken cross the road?" Maya typed. "I assume for logical transportation reasons," Zara replied. "To get to the other side." There was a long pause. Then, "Maya, that's not funny. That's just stating the obvious reason for crossing a road." Maya was laughing before she even started typing her response. "That's exactly why it's funny. It's so obvious that it becomes ridiculous." Another pause. Then, oh, I think I understand. The humor comes from the expectation of cleverness followed by deliberate simplicity. That's actually quite sophisticated." "Now you're getting it, sweetie." "All right, darling, let me try one. Why did the quantum physicist go to the beach?" "I don't know. Why?" "Because she wanted to see the wave function collapse." Maya stared at her screen. It was technically a physics joke, but somehow, coming from an alien princess who was just learning human humor, it was hilarious. "That's terrible," Maya typed, still laughing. "Terrible good or terrible bad?" "Terrible good. Welcome to the wonderful world of bad jokes." From that night on, they started each conversation by exchanging jokes. Zara's attempts at human humor were endearingly awkward, while Maya's explanations of Earth comedy sometimes left them both confused, but they always ended up laughing. "You know what I love about this?" Zara messaged one night after they'd spent an hour trading increasingly ridiculous puns. "What's that?" "I'm supposed to be studying Earth culture for official diplomatic reports, but instead I'm staying up late giggling with my favorite human about jokes that don't make sense. My royal tutors would be horrified." "Are you getting in trouble for talking to me?" "Oh, sweetie, you have no idea." Maya noticed something was different about Zara's messages. For 3 months, their conversations had been light and fun, full of jokes and cultural exchanges. But lately, Zara seemed distracted. Her responses took longer, and sometimes she'd disappear for days without explanation. "Everything okay up there, sweetie?" Maya typed one evening after Zara had been quiet for almost a week. The response came back immediately, as if Zara had been waiting by her computer. "Maya, darling, I need to tell you something important, but promise me you won't panic." Maya's coffee cup froze halfway to her lips. In all their months of friendship, Zara had never sounded this serious. "I promise. What's going on?" "My father's fleet is coming to Earth." Maya stared at her screen, reading the words over and over. Fleet. Coming to Earth. She set down her coffee with shaking hands. How big is this fleet?" Maya managed to type. 47 ships. They'll arrive in about 6 months." Maya's mind went blank. 47 alien spaceships were heading toward Earth, and she was probably the only human who knew about it. She was just a radio astronomer who worked night shifts and lived alone with 2 cats. She wasn't equipped to handle first contact with an alien civilization. "Maya, are you still there?" "I'm here. I'm just processing. Why are they coming? Is this an invasion?" No, nothing like that. It's called an assessment mission. My people do this before making contact with any new species. They come, they observe, they decide if your civilization is ready for formal diplomatic relations." Maya felt a little relief, but not much. "And if they decide we're not ready?" There was a long pause before Zara's response came through. "Then they leave and put Earth on the check-back in 1,000 years list." 1,000 years? Maya's voice echoed in the empty observatory. "Zara, most of the people I know won't even be alive in 50 years, let alone 1,000. "I know. That's why I've been trying to convince them that humans are ready now." Maya blinked at her screen. "Wait, you've been arguing with your government about us?" "For the past 4 months, ever since our friendship started getting serious. Maya, you have to understand, I wasn't supposed to make contact with anyone on Earth. I was just supposed to monitor your communications and report back. But then you started talking to me and everything changed." Maya felt like she was in a dream. All those nights of laughing and sharing stories, and Zara had been writing official reports about human civilization based on their conversations. "So our friendship, was that part of your job?" "At first, maybe. But Maya, sweetie, what we have is real. You changed my mind about your entire species. When I first started monitoring Earth, I thought humans were too primitive for contact. Your wars, your environmental problems, the way you treat each other sometimes. My initial reports weren't very positive." Maya's heart sank. She thought about all the terrible things on the news every day. Wars, pollution, hatred. If she were an alien looking at Earth from the outside, she probably wouldn't be impressed either. "But then I got to know you," Zara continued. "You showed me human curiosity, kindness, humor. You treated me like a friend before you even knew what I looked like. You shared your music, your stories, your terrible jokes. You made me see that humans aren't just their problems. They're so much more." "So what happens now?" "I've been sending new reports to my father's fleet. Instead of just listing human conflicts and environmental issues, I've been telling them about human art, creativity, and capacity for friendship. I've been playing them the music you sent me. I even included some of our joke exchanges to show human humor." Maya couldn't help smiling despite everything. "You sent our bad puns to an alien government?" They were very confused by the chicken crossing the road joke, but they were impressed by how quickly humans can form emotional bonds across species barriers. That's actually quite rare in the galaxy. "Is it working? Are you changing their minds?" "Some of them, yes. But Maya, there's something else you need to know. My father, He's not just the fleet commander. He's the emperor of our entire star system. And he's been getting reports about his youngest daughter spending all her time talking to a human instead of doing her royal duties. Maya felt a chill run down her spine. Are you in trouble because of me? Big trouble. Royal trouble. The kind where they might decide I'm too emotionally compromised to give accurate reports about Earth. What does that mean? It means they might remove me from the mission and base their assessment on old data. The data from before I met you. The data that says humans aren't ready for contact. Maya stared out the observatory window at the stars. Somewhere out there, 47 alien ships were traveling toward Earth. The future of human civilization might depend on whether an alien princess could convince her father that humans were worth talking to, and that princess was risking everything because of their friendship. Zara, I'm so sorry. I never meant to get you in trouble. Don't apologize, darling. Meeting you has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. For the first time in my life, I have a real friend. Someone who likes me for who I am, not because I'm a princess. Do you know how rare that is when you're royalty? Maya thought about her own lonely life, working night shifts, talking to cats, eating dinner alone most nights. She understood loneliness, even if she'd never been a princess. So what do we do now? We prepare. In 6 months, my father's fleet will arrive at Earth. When they do, they're going to want to meet the human who changed their princess's mind about your species. Maya, sweetie, you're going to be Earth's first ambassador to an alien civilization. Maya nearly fell off her chair. Me? Zara, I can't do that. I'm nobody special. I'm just an astronomer who talks to cats and stays up too late. You're the human who became friends with an alien princess by calling her sweetie. You're the person who taught me that friendship can exist across impossible distances. Maya, you're exactly the right person for this job. But what if I mess up? What if I say the wrong thing and they decide humans aren't ready? Then we'll face that together. But Maya, I believe in you. More importantly, I believe in us. Our friendship proved that humans and my people can understand each other. Now we just have to prove it to the rest of the galaxy. Maya looked at her reflection in the dark window. 6 months ago, she'd been a lonely scientist listening to cosmic static. Now she was potentially humanity's first hope for joining a galactic community. It was terrifying and amazing at the same time. All right, darling, Maya typed, using their familiar endearment. If you believe in us, then I guess we better start preparing for the most important meeting in human history. That's my brave human friend. Now let me tell you about vegan diplomatic protocol. Fair warning, it's even more complicated than our jokes. Maya couldn't keep the secret anymore. For 2 weeks after learning about the alien fleet, she'd barely slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw 47 spaceships approaching Earth. The weight of representing humanity was crushing her. She finally broke down and told her supervisor, Dr. Chen, the observatory director. Maya had expected him to think she was having a breakdown. Instead, Dr. Chen listened quietly, asked to see her communication logs, and then sat in stunned silence for 10 minutes. Maya, he finally said, do you realize what this means? That I'm in way over my head? That you've made the most important discovery in human history? Within hours, Maya found herself in a room full of people she'd only seen on television. Government officials, military leaders, scientists from around the world. Everyone wanted to know about her alien friend and the approaching fleet. The president's science advisor, Dr. Williams, was the first to speak. Dr. Rodriguez, we need to understand the threat level here. Are we looking at an invasion? It's not an invasion, Maya said for the 100th time. It's an assessment. They're coming to decide if we're ready for contact. And if we fail this assessment? Maya thought about Zara's words. They go away for 1,000 years. The room erupted in worried conversations. 1,000 years meant everyone alive today would be long gone before humanity got another chance. Their children, grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren would never know what they'd missed. But then, something unexpected started happening. As news of the alien contact slowly leaked to the public, instead of panic, Maya saw something she hadn't expected: excitement. The first sign was a viral video. Some teenager had made a song called "Hello, Princess Zara" that got millions of views overnight. Then came the art, people creating paintings and sculptures of what they imagined Zara's crystal cities looked like. Children started learning basic math and science, hoping to talk to the aliens like Maya did. "Maya, you need to see this," Dr. Chen called her over to his computer one morning. He was showing her a live stream from Tokyo, where thousands of people had gathered in the streets holding signs that said "Welcome Princess Zara" in dozens of languages. Similar gatherings were happening everywhere. In London, street musicians were performing concerts for our alien friends. In Lagos, school children were sending math problems into space, hoping Zara would answer. In Mexico City, artists had created a massive light display visible from orbit spelling out "hello" in binary code. "Your species is remarkable," Zara messaged that night. "I've been monitoring your global communications, and instead of preparing for war, you're preparing for friendship. My father's advisors are very confused." Confused how? Most species, when they learn about first contact, respond with fear and aggression. Humans are throwing welcome parties. There are children on your internet teaching each other basic mathematics so they can communicate with us. One of your musicians wrote a symphony called "Songs for the Stars" and broadcast it into space. My father listened to the whole thing. Maya smiled. What did he think? He said it was the most beautiful thing he'd ever heard. "Maya, I think we might actually have a chance." But not everyone on Earth was throwing welcome parties. Maya started receiving death threats from people who thought aliens were demons or invaders. Protesters gathered outside the observatory with signs saying "Earth for humans only." Some religious groups declared the aliens were signs of the end times. The worst part was the government meetings. Every day brought new officials who wanted to control the situation. Military leaders wanted to prepare weapons. Politicians wanted to manage the message. Everyone had opinions about what Maya should or shouldn't say to Zara. "Dr. Rodriguez, we need you to ask the aliens about their technology," said General Morrison, during one particularly frustrating meeting. "Find out about their weapons, their defensive capabilities." "I'm not going to interrogate my friend for military intelligence," Maya replied firmly. "This isn't about friendship. This is about national security." Maya stood up, surprising herself with her boldness. "General, with respect, this isn't about one nation anymore. This is about our entire species. And the only reason we have a chance is because an alien princess thinks humans are capable of friendship. I'm not going to prove her wrong by treating her like an enemy." Dr. Williams nodded approvingly. "Dr. Rodriguez is right. Our best strategy is to show them exactly what convinced Princess Zara that humans are worth knowing: our capacity for connection, creativity, and growth." As the months passed, Maya watched Earth change in amazing ways. Countries that had been enemies started working together on the Humanity Project, an effort to showcase the best of human civilization for the alien assessment. Musicians from around the world collaborated on pieces inspired by Zara's descriptions of her home. Scientists shared research freely, hoping to impress the aliens with human knowledge. The most touching change was in the children. Kids everywhere started learning about space, mathematics, and other cultures. They made art projects, showing humans and aliens as friends. Schools started teaching cosmic citizenship, how to be good representatives of Earth. "Zara, you should see what's happening here," Maya messaged one night. "Humans are working together like never before. People who couldn't agree on anything are united in wanting to make a good impression on your father. I'm seeing it all through." Your broadcasts. Maya, in my species' long history of first contact situations, we've never seen anything like this. Usually, civilizations either panic or try to prepare for war. Humans are preparing for friendship. Are we going to pass the assessment? The fleet arrives in 2 weeks. My father will make his decision after meeting with Earth's representative. Maya's heart jumped. Earth's representative? You, sweetie, didn't I mention that? You're going. To be the first human to officially meet with the Vegan Imperial fleet. No pressure. Maya laughed, despite her nerves. Even facing the most important moment in human history, Zara could still make her smile. Any advice for meeting your father? Just be yourself. Be the human who called an alien princess sweetie and meant it as friendship. Be the person who shared terrible jokes across impossible distances. Be the Maya who taught me that the best diplomacy happens when two people simply care about each other. Maya looked out her observatory window at the stars. 2 weeks from now, those lights wouldn't just be distant suns. One of them would be home to the alien fleet that would decide humanity's future. But for the first time since learning about the assessment, Maya felt ready. She wasn't just representing herself anymore. She was representing every child who had drawn a picture of friendship with aliens, every musician who had composed songs for the stars, every human who had chosen hope over fear. All right, darling, Maya typed back. Let's show the galaxy what humanity is really made of. The day of first contact arrived with perfect blue skies over the Nevada desert. Maya stood in the specially built meeting facility, watching through reinforced windows as 47 alien ships descended from space like silver tears falling from heaven. She'd been preparing for this moment for months, but nothing could have prepared her for the reality. The ships were beautiful, not the dark, threatening vessels from science fiction movies, but graceful structures that seemed to bend light around them. They landed in perfect formation, barely disturbing the desert sand. Maya's hands shook as she adjusted her simple blue dress. She'd refused the formal diplomatic outfit the government wanted her to wear. If she was representing humanity, she wanted to look human, not like a politician. Maya, darling, can you hear me? Zara's voice came through the special communication device they'd built. I'm here, sweetie. I can see your ships. They're incredible. I'm in the lead ship with my father. Maya, I want you to know, no matter what happens today, meeting you changed my life. You taught me that friendship doesn't care about species or distance. Maya felt tears in her eyes. You changed my life too, Zara. Before I met you, I was just a lonely scientist talking to empty space. You gave me the stars. The facility's doors opened, and Maya's heart stopped. Walking toward her was the most elegant being she'd ever seen. Princess Zara was tall and graceful, with skin that shimmered like starlight and eyes the color of distant galaxies. She moved like liquid silver, and when she smiled, it was like watching a sunrise. Behind her walked a figure that could only be the Emperor, taller than Zara, with the same shimmering skin but bearing an expression of royal dignity. His presence filled the room, and Maya understood immediately why he ruled an interstellar empire, but Maya only had eyes for her friend. Hello, sweetie, Maya said, her voice barely above a whisper. Zara's face lit up with joy. Hello yourself, darling. Both women started laughing, Maya's nervous human giggle mixing with Zara's musical alien laughter. The sound echoed through the meeting chamber, and Maya saw the Emperor's stern expression soften with surprise. Father, Zara said in her own language, then switched to English. This is my dear friend Maya Rodriguez, the human who taught me that friendship can exist anywhere in the universe. The Emperor studied Maya with ancient, intelligent eyes. When he spoke, his voice was deep and resonant like distant thunder. Dr. Rodriguez, my daughter has told me much about you. She says you represent the best of humanity. Maya's knees felt weak, but she forced herself to stand straight. Your Majesty, I'm just one person. But I've seen what humans can do when we work together, when we choose hope over fear. If Zara thinks we're ready for this friendship, then I believe her." The Emperor nodded slowly. "My daughter's reports about your species have been unusual. Typically, civilizations at your development level respond to potential contact with suspicion or aggression, yet humans have responded with curiosity and welcome." "That's because Zara showed us how to," Maya replied. "She taught us that the universe is full of friends we haven't met yet." For the next hour, Maya found herself in the strangest job interview of her life. The Emperor asked about human culture, values, and potential for growth. Maya answered honestly, talking about both humanity's achievements and its problems. "We're not perfect," Maya admitted. "We fight wars, we damage our environment, we sometimes treat each other terribly. But we also create music that can make you cry, art that captures the beauty of existence, and stories that teach us to be better than we are. Most importantly, we keep trying to improve." "And you believe humans can coexist peacefully with other species?" Maya gestured toward Zara. "Your Majesty, your daughter and I became best friends across 25 light-years of empty space. If that's not proof that different species can understand each other, I don't know what is." The Emperor was quiet for a long moment. Then he did something that surprised everyone in the room. He smiled. "Dr. Rodriguez, in 300 years of first contact missions, I have never encountered a species that prepared for our arrival by throwing welcome parties. Your people have created art in our honor, composed music for us, and taught their children to dream of friendship with the stars. This is unprecedented." Maya felt her heart racing. "Does that mean—" "It means humanity has passed the assessment with the highest marks in galactic history. Welcome to the interstellar community, Dr. Rodriguez." The room erupted in cheers from the human observers. Maya felt her legs give out, and she sat down hard in the nearest chair. They'd done it. Humanity had passed the test. But the best part came next. Zara rushed over and, despite all royal protocol, threw her arms around Maya in a hug that felt surprisingly human. "We did it, sweetie," Zara whispered. "You did it." "We did it together, darling," Maya whispered back. The Emperor watched this display of interspecies friendship with obvious approval. "Dr. Rodriguez, my daughter tells me you have shared many cultural exchanges during your friendship. I would very much like to hear some of these jokes she has mentioned." Maya looked at Zara, who was grinning mischievously. "Well, Your Majesty, it all started when Zara tried to tell me a physics joke." What followed was the most surreal comedy show in history. A human astronomer and an alien princess, trading terrible puns and jokes, while an interstellar emperor laughed until tears ran down his face. "Why did the photon check into a hotel?" the Emperor asked, having gotten into the spirit of human humor. "I don't know." "Why?" Maya replied. "Because it was traveling light." The joke was so bad that everyone in the room, human and alien alike, burst into laughter. Maya realized that this was the moment when two civilizations truly became friends. Not through treaties or formal agreements, but through shared laughter over terrible jokes. Later, as the formal ceremonies concluded and the news was broadcast to both worlds, Maya and Zara sat together looking up at the stars. "So what happens now?" Maya asked. "Now the real work begins," Zara replied. "Cultural exchanges, scientific collaboration, learning from each other. My father wants to establish a permanent embassy on Earth, and the Galactic Council is already planning to invite other species to meet humanity. And us? What happens to our friendship?" Zara squeezed Maya's hand. "Sweetie, you're stuck with me. I'm going to be Earth's first alien ambassador. We'll be working together to help our species understand each other." Maya smiled, looking up at the stars that no longer seemed distant and cold. They were neighborhoods now, full of friends waiting to be met. "You know what the best part is?" Maya said. "What's that, darling?" "All of this started because I called an alien princess sweetie, and she thought it was funny. Zara laughed, the sound carrying across the desert under a sky full of stars that suddenly felt much more like home. "Maya Rodriguez," Zara said, "you have the worst timing and the best heart in the galaxy. Thank goodness for both." And so ended the greatest love story never told. Not romantic love, but something even rarer and more precious. The love between friends who proved that kindness, laughter, and genuine affection could bridge any gap, even the vast emptiness between the stars. Years later, when historians wrote about humanity's entry into the galactic community, they would focus on the politics, the technology, and the formal treaties. But Maya and Zara knew the real secret. Sometimes the most important diplomacy happens when two people simply care enough to call each other sweetie and darling, and mean it with all their hearts.